Hi, fabulous friends, and welcome back to Family Fun and Lifestyle. Today we're going to take a tour of the San Diego Zoo. We're going to go on the tram, the double-decker bus, and then walk around. So come and join us as my family and I share with you this fun adventure.
What are we on the hunt for?
Tigers! Oh, you cookie, cracking me up, you little cuckoo girl. Because we're in a wildlife refuge, my love. Ooh, the orangutans.
Well, know when you see them. That's just a monkey, that's not the orangutan.
Maybe they're over here. I think they're over here, y'all. They're way up there. I don't even think. Oh, they're lemurs. Okay, these are lemurs. But there's no lemurs in the cage. They're way up there.
I see the lemur.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, where? The crocodiles over there?
No, that's a good question. What do you think?
I think so.
Probably not. Oh, here's even more of the river. A river runs through.
We're seeing big little pearl.
Oh, there it is. Do you see, baby?
Bella, where?
You see? You see the orangutan right there? You see it?
These babies family.
Probably.
I think it's in that cave.
I don't see any more, do you?
Oh, he's a growing dog.
Probably has another one in there, I would think.
Look at him.
Oh, look at him. He's trying to, I think, oh, you know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's putting that stick in there to get ants. Don't they eat ants? I think I remember reading that they eat ants. And so he's putting the stick in there and he's going to pull it out and he's going to find ants. That's how he's going to be fed.
That's true.
That's how he feeds himself.
That's true.
Is he finding?
How cool is that, sweetheart?
Yep, he's getting ants out of there, yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing. There he goes. See, he's eating.
That is smart.
You see he's eating?
Hey,
Oh, I see an orangutan.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. There's a chimpanzee, I think.
Yeah, wait out there.
Wait a minute. That's a chimpanzee.
Yeah, there's a chimpanzees over there, yeah.
he's working at it, ain't he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You see okay, sweetheart? Why did you say that? You a little nervous?
It's okay, baby. It's okay. You're fine. Oh, come here. She's frozen. Look at that airplane.
We're as high as the airplane.
Look at
Oh
that.
my goodness.
That's pretty cool, huh? Oh, Bella, it's so pretty
Well,
down here.
this is
You want to
just
look?
like him.
Look, I got you.
Exit before return trip.
Isn't this beautiful? I mean, beautiful,
Must
huh?
exit before.
You gonna look out yours? Look at her. She's looking at her. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's my
Wonder
little
what
girl.
that means there. You must exit before return trip. You'd have to.
Wow. Look at this baby girl. It's nice, isn't it, Jim? This is cool. baby, there's where the birds are. You see that? The birds are in there. You see that iron kind of fence-like
I wonder
thing?
how long will it be before they start running people back and forth places like a highway here with something like
You
this.
think they'd do this more often, two towns?
This is pretty awesome, isn't it? I love
You'd,
this.
you'd
Like
think
big
they'd have
cities,
these
you'd
in
think they'd
town.
do this, yeah.
Yeah, you'd
I think
they'd
this
have
is
some.
There'd be
really
no reason why they
awesome.
wouldn't.
Look at you, baby. This wasn't scary at all, was it? It was just the fear of the unknown. You didn't know what to expect.
And your driver for the next 30 to 35 minutes as I show you wildlife from all over the world, including 8 of our conservation hubs, which are regions in the world in which we use to focus and guide our conservation work. I also want to start off by saying thank you so much for being here. Believe it or not, just by being here, you are making
Excited?
it possible for us as a zoo to strive for a world where all wildlife
Daddy?
is able to thrive. So again, thank you so much for being here
Daddy?
today.
Excited?
Now, the very first animal that you'll get to see
There's
up
the
on this
flamingos.
tour is appearing on our right-hand side. Those are some
Oh, Jim would love those.
flamingos. There are 6 species of flamingos on this planet, of course. American flamingos are 1 out of 6. And they also happen to be the brightest in terms of color as well. Now hopefully a little later on in this tour, as we go to the very bottom of the canyon next to kangaroo stop number 2, we all will see some African flamingos. But for now, we are really going to get this show on the road. As we dip down into the Lost Forest, I do want to remind everybody of a couple of safety rules we've got on board this bus. Now the first rule is to please keep everything inside the bus at all times. This refers to fingers, toes, cell phones, children. Basically everything needs to remain inside this bus at all times. Now the second rule refers to the fact that there's going to be times where you're not able to see everything from where you're sat down. That's expected, it's more than okay. Feel free to shuffle your way around and see if you can spot an animal from a different side of the bus. I do ask, if you decide to stand up, please make sure that both of your feet are firmly planted on the ground and that you are holding onto something, like a railing or a chair, anything of that sort.
I'm holding
Well,
on
those
to
are all the
something.
rules I've got on board for you on this bus here today. Enough about the rules, a little more about me. It's usually around this point in time where everyone starts to realize I sound a little funny. If you thought that, that's okay. I'm not Australian, nor am I from South Africa, unfortunately. I was actually born and raised in London, and I moved out here to sunny San Diego 2 years ago. It's been the best decision I could have ever made because it led me to giving a bus full of amazing people a tour right here, right now. So again, thank you so much for being here today.
Huh?
I've definitely got a treat for you. I don't want to scare anyone, but we have a tiger on our right-hand side, directly to the right of the front of the bus. Just on the left-hand side of the tree, it looks like a tiger is laying down below in the shade.
Oh yeah, he is.
Again, I'm going to move slowly so
You see him?
everybody's able to
You see him behind this
that
tree?
beautiful
Yeah.
Himalayan tiger. Remember,
seen
tigers
him where
have
they're
stripes,
walking.
not spots, because they don't like to be
The tiger's
spotted.
that one you
So
couldn't
make
see
it a
earlier.
while
He hasn't
before you
moved. I
catch
saw him. Did you see him this time?
Middle of the habitat on the left-hand side of the tree is where you'll be able to spot that tiger.
Did you know what they say? I heard on the TV that tiger is bigger than their mind.
Now, there are actually 3 Malayan tigers that live in that habitat. Unfortunately, I only saw one, but their names are Kona, Sinta, and Barani. And like most species who come from an endangered population, they live at zoos like ours, which is accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And they oftentimes also tend to be a part of a SSP, a species survival plan, or what I like to refer to as a online dating service for endangered species. But before I let your imagination run too wild, all that service does is it helps us coordinate good and healthy matches for those tigers to have some beautiful babies.
That's pretty cool.
Looks
You can
like we
see
got
on
some
top like
hippos
that.
out
That's
on the
pretty
beach
neat.
for us on our right-hand
Oh, look at the
side.
hippos, baby.
Taking in the
Here,
sun.
can you hold this while I get them close up?
Amazing. Directly to the right of the front of the bus, by the way, for anyone wondering.
Well, it's hard to tell which one's the middle one. Here. I guess that's the moment.
Now, these hippos, by the way, they typically spend 16 hours a day submerged in water. This, of course, helps them keep cool and save some of that energy that they would have spent supporting their own weight. But again, those are our hippos. That's definitely a treat to see them out in the sun.
You hold that one while I hold this one.
And of course, the habitat that we have behind that was home to some okapi. They weren't out right now, but feel free to swing on by. That was our hippo trail that we passed by. If you want to see some okapis, and of course the tigers live down on Tiger Trail. And you'll all be able to find this on your map as well. Now, this habitat is under construction. Usually we have monkeys there, not human men, but we'll move on along. Or Allen swamp monkeys to be specific. Now, as I make fantastic people on the upper deck, soon enough, on your right-hand side, if you look past those bushes, you'll be able to see a habitat home to some African savanna species. Again, coming up very shortly on our right-hand side. Now, the interesting thing about the animals that will be appearing here is that they are almost always aligned in a way where they have eyes everywhere. And that's just an insight to what it's like being a prey species. It's not that we have any lions or hyenas stalking them over here. It's just a habit that they tend to fall back on from time to time again. Now, I haven't forgotten about all my lovely people on the lower deck. We have an amazing view of a freeway on our left-hand side. No animals, just a freeway, but fun fact. That is Route 163 we're passing by. If you travel at around 30 miles north, you will end up at our safari park. Now, we are a non-profit conservation organization with 2 front doors. You, of course, came through one of our 2 front doors here today. Our other front door is at the safari park. It's almost 20 times the size of the zoo, with open grassland where you get to see deer and antelope play together. It's a sight to see if you haven't been there already, so definitely check out our safari park. Now, our next adventure is going to be on our left-hand side, Polar Bear Plunge, part of our Oceans Conservation Club. Now, we all will be making a full stop up on this hill, so once you hear those air brakes engage, feel free to stand up and see if you can spot a polar bear. Alright, can we see a polar bear swimming? Yeah.
You see him swimming, Daddy? That's a better view of him over here, huh?
Look at, is that the one?
Yeah.
Jamie, is that the one we was seeing? I wanted you to see him. Girl, you look how big he is.
Yeah, look at him.
Maybe the one over there.
That's just so much better view right here.
Is that him or is that the one
Do you
laying
see
down?
one polar bear, by the way, or 2?
3.
3.
3? Okay, wow, all of them are out for you. That's amazing.
He's real big.
You see the one up here on the hill? You see all 3?
I'm really loving the swimming one right now.
I wish you could see the one.
Which one? That one over here?
It's him. Maybe.
He's just floating backwards. He's like, I'm floating.
Jamie, is any of them the one we seen?
Yeah, those are the 2 we saw, or the 3 we
Which
saw.
one is
We
he?
saw that one, and we saw
The
this
big one we seen. Which one is he?
But we did not see this one on top. But this is a lot better view over here, seeing it swim like that.
Oh wow.
Oh, they're feeding that one.
Looks like a caretaker is feeding one of the polar bears on the left-hand side of the habitat.
Oh. I hear they're pretty greasy. Pretty greasy. Bella, we're gonna open the door.
Right, well we may be here just for a little longer as this is a very, very rare thing to see. I've actually never seen three of them together like this on a tour. So again, we'll stay here just for a little while longer, but I wouldn't want to block up any of the tours behind us.
You see him eating a carrot? He's eating a carrot on the top.
Look how tall he is, Daddy. Look how tall he is.
Look at how tall he is.
See him? See him standing up? Can you see him standing up? You don't see him standing up, Daddy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see him standing up?
Now, I'd also love to tell everybody that one of the polar bears that you're looking at on our left-hand side, she's recently been helping conservationists understand polar bears out in the wild a whole lot more. She spent some time before wearing a collar that detects and tracks her range of movement, and all of this data that's collected goes towards our amazing partners and alliances that we have, like the Polar Bear International, for example. They take this information and they use it to better understand the polar bears out in the Arctic, which of course helps in turn let them know what they need to make sure these polar bears have a good chance of surviving out in the wild. Now we will be moving our way up here. I know this was an amazing view, but let's not forget we've got lions, elephants, all sorts of amazing animals up ahead on this tour. But this is already
We're ready to take off.
Just a quick reminder to everybody on the internet, if you're standing up, please sit down. As again, we will graze the coastal lowlands of South Africa, unfortunately. And this was all as a result of intensive hunting by early European colonists who had moved into that area. Now, thankfully, a local farmer had realized the number of
Something like that real
and
veiny one, that
had
little
gathered
bitty
them
one.
into a fenced area in his
Well, I think it's a better view up here, isn't it?
Species was able to rebound. We went
What's
from
that?
having a world with only 17 months ago, now a world with over 3,000 of them. Now, we of course just passed by some giraffes from East Africa, and this lost habitat here on our right-hand side is home to some Chicoan peccaries native to the region of Gran Chaco in South America. Now, the Bontebok story that I just shared with you guys is a story that I love sharing, as it of course is a great, this is of course extremely convenient considering in fact that she is one. Now, moving on along, we of course have a habitat home to two main wolves, Bravo and Isadora, on our right-hand side. It looks like some people are pointing them out just to the right of the front of the bus. Maybe you may be able to see a main wolf, but oftentimes you can smell them before you ever see them. That's because animals use scent to mark their territory. They use it to warn others away, and of course, in some very special cases, animals use scent to attract potential mates. But for now, we have officially entered elephant Otis is home to some iconic African animals that I'm
So
sure
this is the side of the park we didn't see yet.
recognize without a shadow of a doubt. But before we get into all of those recognizable animals, take a look to the left-hand side. The front of the bus is slowly passing by a habitat home to some rock hyrax. They
right
camouflage
down
really
here,
well,
Daddy.
so it may take a second before you spot one. But there are indeed some rock hyrax that live on our left-hand side. Does anyone have any guesses maybe as to who their closest living relative may be?
A lion.
Koala, okay, that's a good guess. I actually got penguin the other day, so that's a lot closer.
Boy,
But their
Boy,
closest living
he's a
relatives
nice
are
one,
actually
ain't he?
elephants, which I know sounds crazy considering the
nice
size
one.
difference. But it is true the size
Taking him
comes
a
in and their
nap.
teeth develop into tusks. And there's a whole bunch of things I wouldn't want to bore you with. As directly to the right of the front of the bus, we have Miss
We don't
Ella,
bother
a
him at all,
lioness.
do we?
Again, directly to the right of the front of the bus, we're slowly passing by her. She's all the way on the ground and she camouflages really well. into the dirt. That was Miss Ellen. We also have a lion that lives here. I see him. He's just up ahead on the other side of the pedestal. I see his hair pointing out. That's how I knew it was him. Maybe hard to really spot us. But again, this pedestal is just directly to the right of the front of the bus. He's just below that pedestal for us. Ernst and Miss Ellen, brother and sister.
I hope I got him. The sun was in that thing. Do you see the
I
lions?
know they aren't the most visible right now. Looks like they're
They're
taking
kind of
some shade.
hiding. See the one on the against the cage?
But again, Ernst and Miss Ellen, brother
The
and
male
sister.
is right here, right in
They
front
came
of
to us
you.
from our safari
see
park in Escondido.
Can you
Not
see
too
him?
long ago. They made a fantastic home for themselves over here at the San Diego Zoo. Now, I'm not sure you all know this actually, but lions' numbers have been dropping significantly in the past 50 years, unfortunately. That's just because humans just like us want to live in the same environments that these animals do.
Sticking his
When it
tongue
comes to
out.
the baby, which is extremely problematic. It pushes
I hope
lions
so. I
outside
couldn't
of their
quite
home.
see.
Remember, a really simple way in which you can be an ally to them is by going on websites like wildwatchkenya.org. They have some really creative ways in which you can be an ally to those lions. Now I've got a treat for you. I'm going to try and keep quiet, and she tends to move away from me the louder I talk. This is Indiri, a jaguar. She's sleeping just directly to the right of the front of the bus, all the way on the ground on top of that little haystack that she's situated for herself. We're passing by her right now. Make sure to not look. You see her
Hey, I sure do, man. You know what that is? Leopard dance. A leopard.
Alright, that was Indiri, a jaguar. She lives in that habitat all alone. Like most cats, she prefers to live a life of solitude, and that's more than okay. It's actually a part of our responsibility as a zoo to try and replicate those environments for her where she is able to follow her natural behaviors. And if you're a coffee lover, by the way, hopefully a little later on in this tour as we meet Alma and the bear, I'll share a way in which you can be an ally to both Indiri and Alma. But for now, it looks like we have officially entered the elephant part and elephant
Oh,
overseas.
here comes the
And we
elephant.
have Sunzu and Nipo that I saw in front of the bus, just passed by them behind this huge green tree that we've got over here. But we have 5 elephants here at the San Diego Zoo. Their names are Mary, Davy, Shaba, Sunzu, and Nipo. Now it looks like we passed by Sunzu and Nipo. Not to worry, we have 2 to 3, actually 3 more elephant habitats and 3 more elephants to see as well. Hopefully we'll get a good look at a female Asian elephant, either Mary or Davy, who are both female Asian elephants, or Shaba, a female African elephant. But for now we're going to be turning past the elephant care center. It looks like there is no elephant in the elephant care center, but this is usually where elephants get their manicures, their pedicures, and their monthly weigh-ins as well, all over here at the elephant care center. Now as we move on along, take a look to your right-hand side. The front of the bus is going to be passing by one secretary bird. Just about now. They have really long
What's
legs.
up, big bird?
But don't let their long legs fool you. They can still fly like most birds. They just use their long legs to
There's another
knock
one
down
right
on
there.
their prey. And if you look in the distance,
Looks
you'll
like
get a good
something
look
better yet,
at
like
Davy,
yesterday
a
when
female
I had
Asian
this.
elephant. It looks like she's playing with a structure. Pardon me.
That
Looks like
bird
she's
thing.
playing with the structure of the utility.
Nice looking one, too.
Oftentimes the caretakers will load up extra food, extra snacks in there, and it's like a puzzle that these elephants have to figure out, and oftentimes
Look at
on
that
a
elephant.
timer as well. And of course this helps keep them
look at
physically
here
engaged
now.
and mentally
There's a-
engaged as well, which is
Look at
always
here.
what we're looking for here
Look
at
at
the
the
San
elephant.
Diego Zoo. Now I'll move on a little more forward so all my lower deck folks can get really a view of Davy, our female Asian elephant.
Oh, look at it. He's got his ball playing with it.
Now I'm sure we've also noticed that Davy has no tusks. This is a very, very common sight amongst female Asian elephants, by the way, to not have any tusks. It is, however, not a common sight amongst female African elephants to not have any tusks. But speaking of tusks, I'm sure we all know that tusks are the one thing that help protect elephants, but unfortunately it's also the one thing that puts them in a whole lot of danger as well, as elephants are hunted for their tusks. A very simple way in which you can be an ally to wildlife all over the world is by being really careful with what you purchase.
Look at it.
Ahead.
Did you get a good
That is
picture?
Strava, everyone.
Jamie? Jamie, is the sugar up where she can see that?
Oh yeah, she's right here.
Honey, what do you think of him?
I don't know.
Boy, he's a good one. Big one.
Oh, a big elephant, huh?
Oh, he is.
Big guy, huh?
Yeah, he's not the biggest one we rode there in India.
What's that?
He's not as big as that one we rode in India.
Oh, you rode one bigger than him in India, huh?
No, I thought the one in India
Back
might be
there,
bigger.
He was actually my favorite elephant here at the zoo.
How'd you like riding an elephant?
And also, we would like to talk about some of the alliances that we have, by the way. As we are a San Diego Zoo and Wildlife Alliance, we have alliances all over the world. One of the alliances that I love to talk about is the Reteti Elephant Sanctuary. Okay, did someone drop their shoe upstairs?
Yes, she did.
You want to give me a wave to the camera if you did? Okay, sounds good. We'll
You
probably
just
get
kind of
that shoe.
relax.
We can get it afterwards. Huh? Her foot fell asleep.
Boy, he's been butting something with him. Tusk, hasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, it makes it look kind of funny.
Alright, now I've got that shoe, by the way, just on the lower deck. So feel free to swing on by and say hello to me. I'll pass on your shoe. But like I was saying, the Reteti Elephant Sanctuary is one of our alliances that I love to speak about, as this alliance takes care of baby elephants who haven't had the best of luck in their lives. They've been orphaned and abandoned due to things like climate change and poaching as well. Now, of course, on top of taking care of these adorable elephants, they also provide a boost to the local economy as well. So again, that's one of the reasons why they're my favorite alliance that we have here at the zoo. And you can always leave
there's your
your
transportation
Yeah, here's what I
on our
like. Yeah.
website as well. Now, just
Yeah,
have
camel's pretty good to ride.
at the front of the bus.
Is camel a little bit faster than an elephant?
Yeah, they
A
are.
dromedary, as that
Yeah,
camel
they're
only
fast.
has one hump.
Yeah,
We
you
have
can
one
make
hump
them
camels
very
here at the
fast.
San Diego Zoo.
You can make
They also share their hump, by the way, with some pronghorns, the world's second fastest land mammal. But speaking of one hump camels, those camels are called dromedaries. Two hump camels are called Bactrians. Does anyone know what a three hump camel is called? Someone's already laughing. They know the joke. A pregnant one, that's right. I stole that joke off of another tour guide. Shout out to Kevin. He's always amazing with those jokes. Now, the very last habitat that we'll see here in Elephant Odyssey is home to two amazing California condors. I see them on our right-hand side.
There's one. Right up there.
Amazing. Now, birds like these oftentimes have a very bad reputation in our society. People think that their featherless heads are funny, and they oftentimes tend to be the villains in our Disney movies. But birds like these are nature's garbage collectors. They eat everything that no one else wants to eat. And simply by doing this, they of course clean up our environments and save us from a whole lot of disease as well. Now, oftentimes, unfortunately, they can land themselves in quite a bit of a pickle by trying to digest indigestible foods like plastic, for example. So remember, a really simple way in which you can be an ally to them is by being really careful with where you place your trash. Make sure it's out and away from California condor territory. Next up, on our right-hand side, we have some big cats that live in this habitat. They are always on the lookout, being at the very bottom of the food chain requires them to do so. And again, just like those African savanna species, it's not like we have any lions or hyenas stalking them over here. It's just a habit that they tend to fall back on from time to time again. Now, as we move on along, it looks like some people are gathered around this habitat. We have a cliff springer who's almost always posing on top of the rock. It looks like he's down below this time. And now the home to cliff springer and some rock hyrax that we have in there. Now, before we move on any further, actually, I've been needing to ask, is anyone on this block from San Diego? Any San Diegans? Okay, maybe one or two on the lower deck. How about the upper deck? I can see you. There we go, a couple of San Diegans. I mentioned this because even though the San Diego Zoo is home to one of the most visited botanical gardens in America, unfortunately, as a county, we suffer from the highest number of endangered species, most of which are plants. So remember, a really simple way in which you can do a favor to the hometown you love is by trying to plant those native shrubs, those native flowering plants. Every little helps because you have a space, you have a habitat, and that is all that matters. Now to our right hand side, as we were moving along Highland Avenue, you guys got a fantastic insight into our Ethiopian highlands. Pardon me. This is a small section of Africa rocks that we have here that we're passing by. Now we actually will be going through a small section of Africa rocks a little later on in this tour. But first, we're going to drop down Center Street. We're going to say hello to a couple of bears. And then we'll move on up to Africa rocks. I also want to make it super clear that we have an entrance to the urban jungle on our right hand side. We're passing by. As we think back to this plaza, I'll be sure to tell you a little more about what's inside of the jungle. But for now, as we drop down Center Street, as promised, I'll tell you all a little more about how you can be an ally to Nilgiri the jaguar, and Alma, who's the Andean bear that you'll get to meet. Now, if you're a coffee lover, consider investing in some shade-grown fair trade coffee. Most coffee farms are built on cleared rainforest lands. Shade-grown coffee is built in the shade of these forests, which help keep habitats intact for animals like Alma. Let's take a look if she's in the first habitat. She's not. I actually think I see her legs moving. Alma has black fur, by the way. It looks like she's making her way up this tree structure that we've got there. Towards the back of the habitat,
You
also
see her?
towards the left as well.
You see her right over there on the top? Do you see her?
Jamie, what is
She's
it?
climbing. It's a bear.
A bear? Oh, it's a bear.
It's a baby cub.
A baby bear on top.
There, it's underneath the water now. And she's gone.
I think she's taking a bath.
Yeah, if we don't have the best view of her, that's more than okay. We've got a couple of bears that live here down on Center Street. Next up, hopefully you all will get to see two brothers who just happen to be grizzly bears. Their names are Scout and Montana. Hopefully we'll see them not inside the cave where they usually love nesting. Well, they are inside the cave, that's no problem. Looks like one of them is already woken up. And you want to look far back left inside that cave. You'll see one grizzly bear. Not sure if the other one is more tucked into the cave.
Mommy, I see one
Then have a
of
host
the
of two grizzly bears
Take
here.
my eyes.
I would recommend going down Center Street a little later on in your day. They're a lot more active. And also, always go down Center Street, by the way, never up, as it can be quite a hike if you decide to head up Center Street. Now, next up, these last two habitats are a home to Charlotte and Kartik, two sloth bears. And actually, fun fact, they are dating. They met not too long ago. And it's been really interesting seeing their relationship develop into something so special. Now, looks like I see both of them in the far back right of this habitat we've just rolled into. They have black fur just like Alma. One is down on the ground, and one is kind of up on that hammock that we've got for her or him.
down on the ground.
I didn't see them.
I seen one.
Alright, now you may start to feel the temperature dropping significantly. That's because we have our Fern Canyon Trail parting off forest to our left-hand side. I'm sure you've also noticed that we here at the zoo are obsessed with forests, rainforests, or anything of that kind. That's because even though they only take
Right
up
behind
6%
us on the road.
of the land, it's like a huge set of lungs, breathing in all of that carbon dioxide and giving us some fantastic oxygen in return. Now it looks like we are coming to an end of Center Street. I hope you all have brought your passports with you, because we are officially about to make that turn from Asia, heading straight into Africa, beginning the Africa Rock section of this tour. But again, as I make that right-hand turn, be sure to look to your left-hand side. We have our Basha Bridge to our left-hand side. Now that bridge will take you from the front of the zoo to the back of the zoo, and from the back of the zoo to the front of the zoo. And not to mention, from up on that bridge, you can see a whole lot of San Diego as well. And that was our Basha Bridge. Now we begin our journey here in Africa at the very southern end of it. And we